Hey book bestie, welcome back to the vlog. Ooh, that felt so good to say, guys. That felt so good to say. My gosh. Welcome back to the vlog. Okay, I'm assuming you already know what this vlog is about. Just in case you randomly have started watching my video and you don't know anything about me. Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, aka Lauren Page Reads on Instagram and TikTok. For the next however many days, I think it won't be very long at all. That's my prediction. I am reading Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay, today is Wednesday, March 18th. Nope, 19th. Even though this book came out yesterday, I got my hands on my pre-order. Today, I started reading it on my lunch break. I'm only like 12 pages in, but man, guys, I needed this book. I'm already like deep into the theories, way deep into them. I'm 12 pages in and I'm like waist deep into theories. I am currently in the middle of making my dinner and I just want to read this book. I don't know how far I'll get tonight. I need to get a shower. It was such a stressful day, but that is behind me. I'm gonna take a nice everything shower, just like reset my inside, recenter myself, and read tonight. And you guys are gonna come along with me. I believe I am gonna do spoilers in this video, so just if you have not read Sunrise on the Reaping yet and you want to, or you've not read any of the Hunger Games books, I grew up with them. I don't really feel like putting timestamps for every single thing that I'm going to talk about because it's probably going to be the entire book. So just know in this vlog, if you are wanting to read this book or the Hunger Games series or book 4 and book 5, whatever, I will be talking about spoilers in this vlog, just so that somebody else who is like reading the book and they want like the real-time interaction vibe, don't worry, we are that. I am your book bestie with this book, do not worry. Let's go ahead, finish dinner, get a nice everything shower, and dig into this book. By the way, guys, I'm making this wonderful quinoa casserole lasagna thing. I did not have my typical Italian sausage that I like to use in it. I had some smoked Italian sausage situation. So that's what I used. Down in the description of this video, I will put a link to that recipe. Don't love the name of the website. I do really like this recipe and it is healthy. It's full of fiber, full of vegetables. You can put some hidden veggies in there if you're feeling saucy. Really do like this recipe. So that is the game plan for tonight. So let's get reading, book bestie. Lighting might look really atrocious and I'm sorry. Quick update. I am 58 pages in. I've gotten through chapter 4. We've already learned a ton. Apparently the reaping happens on July 4th, which is really interesting. That's also Haymitch's birthday. Katniss's father's name is Burdock Everdeen. Her mother's name is Astrid. So there we go. And she worked at the apothecary, essentially. Maisie and Merrily are the twin girls. Merrily is the one who essentially becomes the mayor's wife. And so Maisie is her twin sister who dies in this game. I will say Maisie is growing on Haymitch. She is not putting up with his crap, or not with his crap, but not with the Capitol's crap, which I really appreciate. The relationship that Haymitch and Lenore Dove have is so sweet. Lenore Dove is somewhat related to, what is her name from the first one? From the 10th Hunger Games. It'll come back to me. I'll put it on the screen. It will come back to me. He also alludes to the idea of that first tribute winner. And this is really sad because, or not tribute winner, first games winner who can be their mentor. Essentially, I think Mags is going to end up being his mentor, the District 12 mentor. I think that's just what's going to happen because they are pulling from all the winners who don't have mentees, and they will mentor District 12 kids because there's 4 of them. So I think it's going to be Mags because he has some type of relationship with Mags to some degree. I also really like Luella. That's his ally so far. And then we just found out that Wyatt, who is the 18-year-old from District 12, he will be their ally, not by choice, but by necessity. The capital drawer lady, Drusilla, she is trash. Do not like Drusilla. Oh, but the most interesting thing is Plutarch Havensby is there. I thought Plutarch and Haymitch were like the same age. I think he would be maybe like 10 years older than Haymitch. Also, apparently Haymitch was helping with Hattie in brewing the white alcohol from corn. So I don't know what kind of alcohol that is, but he doesn't like the smell, he doesn't like the taste, but he knows it makes good coin. And his mom is a laundress, and his little brother Sid, I don't know what happens to them. I'm really worried about what happens to them because he is so protective of Katniss and her mom and her little sister. I get the feeling something bad happens to his mom and his little brother. It's really good so far. I do really like kind of all of the lore that is being tied together in this book. Like, I'm really appreciating it. And I really appreciate that this book came out when I'm an adult. So I have kind of a deeper understanding, and like, you can kind of be annoyed with like adult Haymitch in the first 3 books, but also like looking at him in a more human lens, I understand he's a book character. I get it, guys. But like, he is a child in this, just trying to do the best he can. And even Wyatt, who is 18, okay? I don't feel like he, like, magically being 18 means you are an adult. So they're all just children. The youngest one is Luella, who is 13, and then Maisley is Haymitch's age. Oh, and what is Katniss's dad's name? Burdock is already kind of like courting Astrid, which is really cute, and we all know how that turns out. And I don't think Burdock and Haymitch are still friends after everything that happened in this quarter quell. There's a lot of lore about the 10th Hunger Games. Okay, it says, in 50 years, we've only had one victor, and that was a long time ago. A girl who no one seems to know anything about. Back then, barely anyone in 12 had a television, so the games were mostly hearsay. I've never seen her in the clips of the old shows, but then those early efforts are rarely featured, as they are said to be badly filmed and lacking in spectacle. My parents weren't born yet, and even Mama couldn't tell me much about the girl. I brought up our victor with Lenore Dove a few times, but she never wanted to discuss her. And Lucy Gray, that was her name. Lucy Gray was part of the Covey clan, the traveling musicians, and that is what Lenore Gray is a part of. She's from that heritage. So Lenore Gray knows more than what she has told Haymitch, obviously. Also, Lenore Gray gave him a striker, a flint striker in the shape of this little symbol with the mockingjay and the snake. I think it's really interesting because the first one, or not, it's not the first one, but throughout it was the first. Anyways, book number 4 was the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And so this one has a songbird and a snake on it. In this book, on Reaping Day, we see that President Snow is president. Hanging behind the stage in front of the Justice Building is a huge banner of President Snow's face with the words, Panem's #1 peacekeeper. So he's already president somehow, 40 years after. So he would be what, like 54 plus 25, he's like 80. Is that right? Did I do math? I don't know if I did math right. I guess while the Capitol doesn't have like life prolonging technology, they will make you appear younger, because the Capital lady Drusilla for Haymitch, she has, so you know like how facelifts go like, she has, I guess I don't have that technology. Instead, they've put pins all around the side of her face to stretch it. And then she decorates the pins. Guys, it was a rough day at work. I got so worked up into a tizzy. I think I am developing a migraine. I was gonna get more shots of like me reading, but I think I'm honestly, even though it's only like barely 8 o'clock as you can tell, I think I'm gonna go read in bed, have the lights turned off or like very low so I can just kind of rest. I took some medicine, but totally personal note. I wanted to give you an update. I'm 58 pages in. How long is this book? I don't even know how long this book is. 380 pages. That is my update. If I get to chapter 10, I will give you guys another quick update. Yeah, the migraine's getting bad. I'm like getting nauseous and stuff. So I think this migraine might be a doozy. So I'm actually like really worried. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off for the time being and go rest my body. I don't even know how well you're gonna be able to see this. I have my book light set up to like read with as little light as possible with my migraine happening. But Wirus is one of District 12's mentors. Wirus from District 3. Remember Wirus and Beatty from Catching Fire? Wirus is like a year older. She just won the 49th Hunger Games. Like I'm trying really hard not to cry because oh my gosh, I must look really silly. I admit, I probably look really silly and this is horrible because I'm shooting on my phone's camera. This is just really sad. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, hold on. I was right. I just got a peek at the next page that's open right in front of me. Mags is the other mentor. Guys, that makes Catching Fire so much worse for Haymitch. Because I can't remember if he says it in the books or if it's just in like the voiceover of the movie where he talks about their old friends. Also, Luella died. Luella died at the chariots. Yeah, the chariot thing was kind of horrid and she died already. But then a kid from District 3, 12-year-old, he wants to be allies with Haymitch because he made a whole show of Luella's death and made President Snow own her. Oh my gosh, I need to keep reading, guys. I was gonna stop after this chapter because I don't feel good, but like I want to keep reading. So I am in my kitchen. I'm making my coffee, but I wanted to give you an update on what happened last night because dang, I didn't really sleep well last night. I slept as well as I could have with a migraine. By the time I realized it wasn't just a headache or a stress or being hungry or something, it was kind of too late for the medicine to kick in properly. So I was really frustrated by that too. Like, I don't know if anybody else watching this has chronic migraines. Like, I haven't had a migraine like that since the beginning of January. So I haven't had like an issue with it in a while. And so then it's like almost 3 months, right? And I'm like, I must have like just made up that I have like migraines. Like they must just be really bad headaches or something. But then when you're sitting there and you are nauseous and the lights are doing their weird things and your brain feels like it's gonna explode and every noise is hurting you, you're like, no, this isn't all in my head. And then you're like, oh shit. Also, my body kind of started shutting down. I stayed up until about 9. I was able to read. I think you saw my horrible check-in video where I got like 100 pages in. That's fine. Because I had a book light and I was just like, I want to read this book so bad. Work caused me so much stress and caused me to have this migraine. I want to read my book and I was determined. Today I need to edit my video that's coming out tomorrow, which that's all fine. I need to do, well, I need to work and whatnot, but I'm hoping I can get another 100 pages in. Overall, I'm really just enjoying this book and the amount of nostalgia that it is giving me. And it's making me want to go back and reread all of the books and kind of like look at Haymitch's character. I have like the desire to go back and read those books, but I'm gonna make my coffee and I'm gonna probably read a little bit more this morning because this book is so good. You can tell Suzanne Collins is like really trying to please her fans and providing more information, what day the reaping is on, and you know, just like little details like that. And there's a lot of character depth. I feel like Maisie comes off as like a stuck-up girl, blah blah blah, because she's a town girl and all this stuff, but then in reality she actually is like really fierce. And at a certain point, Wirus asks like, what matters to you? Like, you're most likely not gonna survive these games, but what matters to you about these games? And she's like, I don't want to die and look stupid or something like that, or I don't want to die without a fight. And yeah, it's really sad, and I don't know if it like hit me as much when I was young and reading the original trilogy, but like this is so messed up. And I think I knew it was messed up, but I was like, well, it's just the plot of a book. But it's just, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get to reading. Oh my gosh, guys. Ampert, who is in District, he is one of the 2 boys from District 3 this year in the 50th Hunger Games. He obviously doesn't make it. We know who makes it. We know there's only one winner, and it's Haymitch. Ampert's doing an alliance of like non-careers. He's creating a non-career pack. So it's giving like Catching Fire or Mockingjay, the second book, vibes. Once again, which like love, you know, we're just repeating that, that's fine. Ampert was like, hey Haymitch, go over and meet my dad. He wants to meet you. And he's at the booth with the potato. So District 3. Whew, guys. After making a lap around the crowded booth, sure enough, I find him. A small man with black hair, his back to me, leans against a counter that holds a lone potato. No takers for his skills. While he bears a strong resemblance to Ampert, this is not why he looks familiar. It's BT, a victor from District 3. So not only does BT end up in the Hunger Games twice, his child was also in the Hunger Games. Okay, this book is gonna hurt, isn't it? One of my friends told me she like cried all through this book, and I'm not usually a crier. This book hurts. This book really hurts. Okay, we just got an update. Okay, now Haymitch is talking to BT. He says, and no doubt you're wondering why I'm here, Haymitch. It's because I'm being punished for coming up with a plan to sabotage the capital's communication systems. I'm too valuable to kill, but my son is disposable. And they made you be his mentor, Haymitch asks. It's part of the punishment. If I wasn't here to witness it, there would be no point. This might be the most messed up thing that they could be doing. Snow is a douchebag, but he has brought Luella back to life, like reanimated her body in some way. But she's not Luella, like she's not her anymore, because she would say, hey, Haymitch, but hey. And she's like, hello, I am Luella from District 10, because nobody besides the drunken crowd witnessed her death, and so they're just gonna use this to be like, oh no, the games are all good, blah blah blah. And that is where I have to end for the morning. That is really irritating that I have to end there. Snow is trash. He is trash, guys. Wow. I mean, I'm happy I've read the other books and like I know how he dies and whatnot, but also he's already sick. He's already like coughing up blood. He's already like dosing himself with poison for whatever reason. I can't remember the reason because I read it when I was like 15. He's already dosing himself, and he's 58 in this book. What would that make him in Katniss's Games? 58 plus 25. 83. I'll just let y'all sit with that one. I have to go to work now. Yay. It is like the perfect cozy day. It is the afternoon. I'm about to get off work and it started raining. Oh my gosh. And here's Frank. Check him out. Here's Frank. He's all snuggled up and ready for a reading session. Aren't you, Bubby? Yeah. Look at him. Yeah. Say, who has a birthday coming up in a month and a half? You do. Okay, so I think I left you on Snow pulling out the fake Luella. I left you on that this morning. I've gotten a little bit further. It's really charming how sweet children can be. So at first Haymitch is like really put off by her, but then they decide to give her a nickname because they can't call her Luella. They knew and grew up with the real Luella, you know? So they call her Lulu because Luella was not a Lulu girl. But this one, who they think she's from District 11 and her family did something bad. She has some type of device strapped to her chest that's like pumping her full of poison or something to keep her compliant, and they think she has like an audio thing in her ear telling her what to say. So they call her Lulu. Luella's replacement is now called Lulu. And so they're in the training days. They're on day 2 of training. And so it says, when we finished our sandwiches from lunch, District 12 reunites in the edible food section, which seems heavy on the poisonous mushrooms. And in this, we've learned that the training sessions have clues for what the games will be. Lulu keeps sticking them in her mouth, confounding the trainer. The poisonous mushrooms. And it's really sweet how like once they realized, oh, she's not like a traitor. They didn't like remake Luella. They have found a replacement, really hurt her in some type of way, drugged her, like horrible stuff. And they've like taken her under their wing. And I can just imagine them all at like this training booth and she's just pop, pop, pop. And they're just like, yeah, that's Lulu for you. That's Lulu. Like, I don't know if I should be laughing, but it's like, it's really sweet and it's just like quirky and weird and it's funny. And I'm glad that detail was included in this book because it made me have some levity of the darkness of this book. Also, Haymitch is working with BT to blow up the arena essentially, which is interesting because that's what happens in Mockingjay. Or Catching Fire, whatever the second book is. I can't remember what the second book is, but whatever that one is, that's what happens in that arena. So it's just really interesting that once again, BT wants to blow up the arena. So, I mean, his plan works eventually. I don't know if it'll work in this book. I'm almost halfway through, so this is what I've read. So I'm like almost halfway. Yeah. So I'm gonna make myself some tea and have a snack, and then I need to go edit tomorrow's video. Effie is Haymitch's stylist's sister, her big sister. So their fashion stylist, their designer, is like high off of licking a toad or something, so he hasn't come through with interview costumes. And so his stylist, oh gosh, what is her name? Proserpina, whatever. She called her older sister, who is amazing and blah, 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 and said that, you know, the older sister said that a good attitude is 97% of the battle. And in walks Effie. We get Effie's origin story. Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling, I had like a very small inkling, but when they said she walked in looking like a purple gumball, that's Effie. Yeah. This book is giving everything that A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes did not. And it is so smart. It is so fun. It's really sad, but it's so fun because it's like the dream team is back together because we know what Effie does later on in the 3rd book, so. Not a chill lunchtime chapter. Ampert and Haymitch decide to go through with their plan to blow up the arena. Okay. They blow something up. They blow something up. Ampert is killed. We knew Ampert would die. We know Haymitch is the only one that survives these games, but man, Ampert is killed in a horrific way. Mutt squirrels that only leave, quote, a small white skeleton stripped clean to the bone. No flesh or clothing remains, only an axe at its right side, my knife at its left. And then something happens. Oh, the mountain turns into a volcano. And like all the other tributes are over there on the mountain, essentially. The mountain erupts in a fountain of lethal gold, and I have my answer. For me, the party is over. So I'm assuming that's like lava. It might not be. That was not a chill lunchtime chapter. That was a sad lunchtime chapter. Yep. Okay, time for an update, guys. I am on page 293, chapter 22. Haymitch and Maisie have worked together again. I think I left off at my... Hold on, my battery's dying. New battery is in. So I left you guys off when I read that chapter at my lunch break yesterday, and I was really happy that I only read one chapter and I resisted the temptation. Then I came home and I read about 40 more pages, essentially. So Haymitch and Maisie have met up. They've killed like 3 of the couriers, something like that. And Haymitch is like determined to head north again. But gosh, the ladybugs that are like ticks that then blow up with their own, like with the blood of like the people that they're sucking, that is terrifying and disgusting. I also don't think I talked about the porcupine bear that they ran into. That was really gross as well. I did not like that. And then they ran into the ladybugs. No, or they did the ladybugs first and then had the porcupine bear. These are like really crazy. I feel like in Katniss's Hunger Games, the 74th, the Mutts weren't as creative, but I think I also want to go back and reread. So I probably will try to finish the book today. So that's pretty good. 4 days to read this book. I'm trying to savor it and not just like inhale it. Also last night I had some stuff I had to do around the house and whatnot, and that took up 5 hours of time. And then by the time I was done, I was just like, I need to brain rot, and I watched the new movie or the new documentary on that Joplin tornado that hit in 2011. That was horrific, I will say. Also this morning I did a new set of nails for myself. I needed a refresh. So I've been listening to the first Lord of the Rings book, whatever that one is. I can never get the name right. But so yeah, and then this afternoon I'm gonna go hang out with some friends, play some games, have some lunch, I think. I don't really know. So I think my goal for tonight will be to finish this book. I have fallen into a weird side of TikTok because I've posted a couple of videos about getting sunrise on the reaping. And so then I think I fell into a weird side of TikTok where it's all like Hunger Games theories. And then I also found this one creator. She was really good. She doesn't have a lot of followers, but she did like a recap of when Katniss and Peeta watched Haymitch's games while they were on the train to their own quarter quell. And I gotta say, it was like 20 minutes long of her reading it, but it was very much worth it. I didn't have time and I didn't have a desire to go back and watch Catching Fire or read Catching Fire. I mean, a lot of the things are lining up with the book, which is really nice. And I understand people have finished it, whatever. I'm finishing it in the first week. Also, just because I really love this book. Yeah, so what else do I want to say? Oh, I guess it reminded me of how Maisie will die, which is really, really sad. And it is by Mutts. So that's going to happen shortly whenever they reach the cliffs, which I don't think has that much time. Yeah, I think I just randomly opened to like half of what I have left, and it seems like the games are over and he's back in the capital being celebrated as the victor. So I am kind of glad it's not going to carry on as much after the games as Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes did. But yes, so I'm going to go get a shower, get my hair ready, get my face sort of ready, and look somewhat presentable. Yeah, it's just been a heck of a week, but I'm really thankful that I've gotten to like vlog this experience with you guys. And like, I haven't really been this excited about a book in so long, and I think it's because it's like a childhood book of mine. Her writing is just so easy to read, and the storyline just boom, 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 boom. And I think that's really what it is. But I guess I'm gonna get off and get ready because, yeah, I need to eat some brunch or whatnot and do some other stuff. But I will let you guys know the plans for the evening as the day unfolds. So, but do you like my nail? Do you like them? The thumbs have like these little flowers. I'm really happy with how like the negative space nail came out, the ring fingers. Very cute, I think. I got a new color yesterday. I got this raspberry color. It's D&D 420 and it says bright maroon, but it's really the raspberry color I've been wanting for a while. So now I think I have like 12 D&D polishes, maybe 10, something like that. So I probably won't keep picking up more as I want them, but if like this is a very versatile color for spring and summer, and I think it's going to be one of my main spring and summer colors, and I can take it into winter Halloween-y season. That is my nail set, but yeah, I'm gonna go get ready. I'm kind of nervous. So I finished Sunrise on the Reaping last night. The ending was really sad. I think after I did my check-in with you guys, I ended up reading like 30 or 40 pages. And then I had to go hang out with my friends. And then I got back and I finished the rest of the book. It was only like 30 or 40 pages. Just the way that the Capitol warped Haymitch's story is really upsetting, because they do show him as a jerk, and he says that, you know, they keep his family and Lenore Dove alive until he gets home. He gets off the train, he's walking back to his house, and he sees his house is on fire. His mom and his little brother are still inside. There was nothing anybody at the scene could have done. So the Capitol set fire to the house right when he got off the train. They also, I don't remember this from the other books, they put the dead tributes in their coffins on the train with him to go back home. They starved and tortured him. And you know, he's like not in a great place, but yeah, he's trying to do his best. The Donners, no, it's the McCoys. Luella, actual real Luella's family takes him in after the fire. They go and bury their dead. And then Lenore Dove gets out of prison, out of whatever you want to call it, and he goes to see her in the field. And Snow poisons Lenore Dove with gumdrops. So she dies. So Haymitch was holding on because he still had Lenore Dove, and then the Capitol took that away from him with poison. And you watch as he falls into how he is when we meet him in the first book. Burdock and Astrid, Katniss's mom and dad, keep reaching out until Haymitch hurts Astrid and whatnot. He even talks about seeing Katniss at the hub when she was a baby because Burdock would go and sell his goods and whatnot. The Everdeens are Covey descendants, yes. And with Katniss's hair being in 2 braids when she was little, it reminded Haymitch of Luella McCoy. That's why he calls her sweetheart. But there's something interesting in the epilogue I want to share with you guys. He says, I didn't want to have anything to do with their memorial book after the war, so I'm assuming Katniss and Peeta's or whatnot. What use, what point to relive all the loss? But when Burdock's page came up, I had to mention him showing me the grave. Lenore Dove's grave, and I felt compelled to tell them about Maisley Donner, former owner of the Mockingjay pen, and how Sid loved the stars. Before I knew it, they all came tumbling out. Family, tributes, friends, comrades in arms, everybody, even my love. I finally told our story. And then he says later in the epilogue, like geese, we really did mate for life. I'm not sure I'll be here in the old there before much longer. My liver's wrecked, and I only dry out when the train's late. I drink differently these days, though, less to forget, more out of habit. When my time comes, it comes, but I've no idea when it'll be. I know one thing, though. The Capitol will never take Lenore Dove from me again. they never really did in the first place. Nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping, and she was the most precious thing I've ever known. Like geese, we really did mate for life, even though they were just 16-year-olds. So that was Sunrise on the Reaping. Also, I don't know if I talked about it yesterday. Max got put in a wheelchair. Okay, he's gonna do the after games recap. Essentially, I can't remember what it's called. But it says, I craned my neck trying to find my mentors. Finally, Mags arrives in a wheelchair while a still mobile but distressed Wiress twitches her head about in a bird-like fashion. A steady stream of words sprouting from her lips. Very bad things have been done to them. There's no reunion for us. Their torturous treatment makes it impossible to deny my family certain punishment. Mags didn't share like when her games were. She had to be in the aughts, I think. Also, at a certain point when Haymitch is like in his spiral before Katniss gets reaped, he talks about how a peacekeeper comes and delivers his money every week and delivers food and stuff. And he never leaves his house. He keeps the TV, the Capitol News running 24/7, but the food is always delivered. He doesn't know who set it up because it's like Capitol nice food, but Snow is not going to let him kill himself. So that was Sunrise on the Reaping. It was a really great book. You learned so much more about the Capitol. I'm kind of hopeful that we either get Mag's game or we get Joanna Mason's game. But yeah, that was Sunrise on the Reaping. So if you watched this whole video, first and foremost, thank you, because I'm assuming you've read Sunrise on the Reaping as well. That was a really good, really emotional, that was a lot of a book. Let me know what your thoughts on Sunrise on the Reaping was, if you've read the other, 4 books, because this is number 5, and whatnot. So just let me know what your thoughts are, and if you enjoyed a vlog with all of the spoilers, because I had to talk about it with somebody, and there's so many theories and whatnot on TikTok, you know, and it's really crazy. I'm really exhausted by the emotional turmoil that book was. It was great, but I'm exhausted by it. So if you enjoyed watching this vlog of me reading Sunrise on the Reaping, consider giving this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you never miss any of my videos. I post a new bookish video for you to enjoy each and every Friday. And with that, book bestie, happy reading. Bye!